Hold on, fellas. I gotta bring this over here like this. Hey, family, I got a lot going on to get this broadcast right for y'all. So make sure that y'all salute and stay down with the mission, because we got a lot to go into getting this broadcast right. Peace and blessing to the family. Welcome to another episode of Lunchtime Lessons. We got all the lunchtime lessons we putting up inside of the school community. Super excited to be able to come to you guys with another broadcast relating to the school community. WorkforceReset.com/school. School.com/workforcereset. And this mission and this movement was built out of my career in workforce development, which spanned ever since I was about 12 years old. I've been working, finding ways to make progress in American culture, in American business, in American commerce. There's so many people who come to our country from other countries because this is the greatest country on earth. And sometimes those of us who live here, we take it for granted because things haven't always been perfect. However, you don't need things to be perfect in order for you to be able to work those things out and make those things work for you. And that's what my mentality has always been. No matter what the circumstances are, what the conditions of the circumstances are, you always have the power and you always have the control. You just got to know how to exercise that power and utilize that control. So look, today's title of the show is considered 3 ways to get you unstuck at work, right? 3 ways to get you unstuck at work. WorkforceReset.com/school. Click that link in the bio. Click that link scrolling down on the lower third right here, and make sure you get tapped in with the community. We got a lot of tools that you can use inside of there that's helping you now to begin to look at your job in a different capacity, right? Even if you may not be making more money right now you still have the obligation and the responsibility to yourself and to your future and to your family to assess various options and opportunities on the job and utilize that time on the job to now better yourself, enter into some form of a workforce development program or resource, and now use those skills to level you up on the job, and then be able to set different structures in place for yourself and your personal life so that the job is not weighing you down. So now you can actually say, I have a job that the job don't have me, right? Now look, the other day on the lesson I asked you guys, I said, look, do y'all want me to write the titles or write the list down on the board? And everybody said no. But what I'm realizing is because we broadcasting live on so many different channels, the YouTube crowd and the Facebook crowd, they're gonna be able to see the screen. So number one so our list today is 3 things to get you unstuck at work. And we ain't gonna be with you long because I know everybody getting ready to get, it's time for your family time and it's time for you to get your personal time, and you want to be able to move around in a certain way and do your thing. But nonetheless, we're gonna leave these lessons up. We're gonna archive them so that you always have access to the information. But because we are broadcasting on multiple platforms, everybody is not going to be able to see when I put these titles and these lists up on the lower third right here. So I'm gonna still write it on the board this time. Yesterday they said they didn't want me to write it on the board, but today I got to write it on the board because we got our Instagram family. Shout out to our Instagram family. We got the TikTok family right here. TikTok been showing us a lot of love, and then on the main camera we got Facebook, YouTube. What else? We got Twitch for all the youngsters who on Twitch. And we got LinkedIn on there. All our LinkedIn family, y'all know what it is. Look, man, it's a lot of people on LinkedIn getting a lot of money, but there's a lot of fakers on LinkedIn. It's a lot of fakers on LinkedIn. Look, LinkedIn, y'all got to loosen up a little bit, LinkedIn. Huh? That's why I put the hard hat and the vest on for LinkedIn. See, don't despise humble beginnings. See, this was one of my humble beginnings right here. That's why I wear the hard hat and the vest. See, when you see the hard hat and the vest, you subconsciously start thinking about work. Hello, when you see a man with a hard hat and a vest, the ladies love a man with the hard hat and the vest on. They see you with your hard hat, your vest, man, your clothes pressed right, you matching, you got your boots clean, you ain't got mud on your boots, your shoes tied up right, you looking like you in shape. Man, the ladies love a man with the hard hat and the vest on. So fellas, look, even though I got my suit and tie brothers on here, even though I got my white collar brothers, I got my Fortune 500 brothers, my Fortune 500, my C-suite men on here too, because we've been getting a lot of love from all aspects. My IT people, you dig? I got a lot of young homies in the IT industry getting some money, man. See, they don't wear the hard hat and the vest. They probably don't even know what this is. This old school work. I used to have my tool bag getting on the train with my hard hat and my boots going to go work when I first got out of high school. Straight up and down. All my IT people, they probably don't even know what a hard hat and a vest is for because they don't work in that capacity. But nonetheless, when you see the hard hat and the vest, it synonymously make you think about work. That's why I wear it, because we the Workforce Reset Academy, right? We represent all things workforce development, all things working class America, and we showing you how to make work for you so that you have a job and the job don't have you. So look, without further ado, 3 things to get you unstuck at work, right? 3 things to get you unstuck at work. It's real easy to get stuck at work, meaning your mentality is stuck. Your attitude is stuck, right? Your perspective is stuck. You home and still talking about work. You out with your girl and still talking about work. You out with the fellas and you still talking about work. The job got you, you ain't got the job, right? You got to learn how to shake that off and then get back to life. So look, man, the first thing to get you unstuck at work is, boom, structure over stress. Boom, right? Hold on. Right? Number 1 on the list, y'all. Structure over stress. Number 1 on the list, fam. Structure over stress. What does this mean? You have to now learn how to turn your hustle into daily structure, right? It ain't just about getting up at the last minute, throwing your clothes on, running out the house, running to work, getting to work right on time, starting work. You know, you scrambling. You're not getting up with order. You don't have a set routine that you're getting up so that you can gather your thoughts and gather your pathway for the day, right? One of the things that I used to do, and I still do as well, is navigation, right? So many of us, if you've been working somewhere for any amount of time, you already know how to get to work. You already know what route you can take to get to work. But what I still do now to this day is I might put the address in the GPS. Why? Because if it's a road closure, or if it's an accident, at least the GPS would already have gone up ahead to show me that, so I won't go in that direction. And how many of us have gotten up at the last minute for work, you rushing, you going to work, and then you end up in traffic, and you got to call in late. And you calling in late, not only because you got up, but you felt like you could have got there had you not had no delays, but you calling in late because you didn't have an alternative to the route that you took that got you stuck in traffic. And that's what the GPS is for. Structure over stress, right? You got up late, you stressed out, and you unstructured trying to get to work, and that can cause you to have a delay and or to start your day off unproductively. So one of the main things that you got to do in order to get unstuck at work is now begin to establish some type of a structure, first of all, the night before. Right? You don't want to stay up too late and not get enough adequate rest, because the next day it causes you to get up maybe in a bad mood, maybe you still don't have your energy, right? You're still lethargic, your mind is not clear, and you're getting up at the last minute, so you're rushing and you don't really have this steady pace that keeps you organized in your thoughts and in your actions and activity, right? The second thing is your calendar, okay? Whatever you're doing the day before and whatever you got to do the day after today, you should still be able to prepare yourself right now, meaning the day that you're going to work, or the day that you watching this video here, you should be able to prepare your calendar for the next day in the current day. So whether you getting up late or not, you will still have an understanding of what you got to do throughout this day and not allow that day to carry you. Right? Many people, if they show up for work late, it kind of throw their whole day off, and then the next day it's a continuation of that same disorder. Nah, you got to fix your calendar the day before, so that the day of, even if you make a mistake, you can still regain your momentum and regain your balance in the day of, even if you make a mistake and show up for work late. It's called accountability. It's called accountability. And see, this is one of the other things that we offer in the school community, right? Whatever industry you in, you're not going to be the only person in that industry within the community, right? And we can't go through life not making any more friends, or else it's going to make your experience with life much less enjoyable. Your life experience is going to be much less enjoyable if you don't have people to go through life with. So joining the school community in whatever industry you're in and your career path, now you will have access to other like-minded individuals that'll help keep you accountable for these subtle changes that you got to make. So look, the second thing that you can do to get unstuck while you're at work is to learn while you work, right? right? Learn while you at work. Boom, right? To learn while you at work, what does this mean, Jabbar? The same way how we online right now, right? The same way how I got Instagram, TikTok, I got Facebook, LinkedIn, I got Twitch, I got all of these social media channels streaming at the same time. You can learn while you're at work. Don't take that mobile device and use it only as a play toy or use it only as a TV. Right? Nah, you got to use that mobile device as a mobile classroom as well. Hello. See, you don't want to get left behind seeing all of these changes that's happening in the world, right? Seeing all of the signs developing around you that the culture and the community and the government and your country is shifting in a whole nother direction. Those thoughts, ideas, and inclinations in your mind that you've had dormant for years, it's time to start applying those things. Well, Jabbar, I don't know what to do. That's why you got to come and join the school community, because we're going to have multiple resources inside of this community to help you get going, to be able to point you in the right direction so that you can start to learn different skills while you at work, right? We'll be able to help you build additional skills and an additional skill set while you're working, in between working, while you have some downtime. Right? And then who knows, right? If you decide that you want to stay at your job, if you want to stay in that position that you're in, it don't mean that you got to stay at the same company and keep the same position. See, you might need to keep the job for a minute, sharpen your iron, and then be able to level up in skills so that when another opportunity come in that same job duty, in those same job duties, you can now place a resume or now start to position yourself and going on interviews while you still got a job right now, because we all know it's much easier to get a job when you got a job. Hello, I'm gonna say that again. It's much easier to get a job when you got a job. People love to see you already doing something productive and constructive before they offer you another position, even if it's with another company, and then you might be able to leverage your association with your current employer into a raise, a promotion, or some type of a more advanced offering when you start to position yourself and present yourself for other opportunities. So the second thing on our list, guys, is to learn while you work. The first thing on our list is structure over stress, right? And see, I gotta remember to hit that button for y'all, because I got my YouTube people, then we got the Facebook people. All y'all can see that. My Instagram and TikTok people might not be able to see the screen. We got, look, click that link that's scrolling at the bottom and on that lower third, skool.com/workforce reset. We want to be able to help you guys get reset in the workplace. This lesson is 3 things to get you unstuck while you're at work. I was excited to do this lesson because I know how much in between time we all can find for things that we deem important. And many times when you're working, you've already found the most efficient way for you to do your job. So throughout the day, you have various pockets of personal time or various pockets of me time that you can kind of still, access some educational material or access some productive material that helps your mind now expand itself and absorb current information that could benefit you in the long run. So look, the last thing on our list, the third thing on our list today, for the 3 things that get you unstuck while you're at work. Yeah. Okay. Community, right? Community over confusion. Community over confusion, guys. That's the third thing on our list, right? Community over confusion. This is what we offer in the school community. Trying to learn things on your own can be challenging. Some of us can do it, right? I'm one of those people that I can learn stuff on my own. Many people cannot do that because many people need that silent reinforcement of having other people around them to validate that they're doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong with either way. Either way is nothing wrong, right? If you can learn solo and have just as much success with learning by yourself, it's great. If you can't learn solo and don't have as much success or enjoyment learning by yourself, it's still great too, because we all need one another, right? Those people who thrive better in a communal environment, we appreciate you, we applaud you. because you guys seem to have that personality that invites community, that invites a warmth, right? That invites an interaction, that invites that engagement that livens up the room. We love you for that, right? We don't all need to be in the corner just tinkering on something and working on something by yourself, and then you pop out like a mad scientist, and then you got this big thing. You like, boom, I'm done. You're like, man, what happened? You like, man, I had to lock in for 2-3 months and get some stuff done. Everybody don't have that depth, but it doesn't mean that either side is less or more effective. No, it's that we all different and we all feed off one another. Community over confusion, right? You want to come and get with a tribe of people who understand workforce development, a tribe of people who also need that same workforce reset that you need. That's why you joining the school community. You're like, man, I should have did certain things. Man, I've been at this job for 3, 5, 7, 9, 12 years. I've been at the job for 3 months. I don't plan on wasting no time. Do you guys know why people who've been incarcerated, many of them come out of jail and they do very well in a short amount of time? Do you guys know that? Many people who have been incarcerated come out of jail and they do very well in a short amount of time. And the reason why is because those persons have a greater appreciation for time, first of all, and second of all, to us who are not incarcerated, we begin to take time for granted when we have so much of it. None of us know how much we have left, but we begin to take time for granted when you have so much of it. So you take your time doing stuff that really don't take that much time. Hello. A person who's been locked up, they come home and they get so much stuff done in 1 year, and the person who's been home for 30 years, he ain't got started yet. He got all the tools, all the resources, all the time, your job paying for free training, your wife taking your kids to school, some of your friends got a fitness club, your frat brother, he's the pastor at the church. You got all of these outlets and resources you won't tap into. No community, fellowship with no brotherhood, and expand your horizon intellectually and socially in any way, and you wondering why your life ain't where you wanted to be at. It's because you're trying to do everything by yourself. That's why you ain't where you want to be at. Right? And I've been guilty of this too. I've been guilty of trying to do it all by myself. Jabbar, you can't do it all by yourself. You can do a lot by yourself, but you can't do everything by yourself, nor as you continue to get bigger, right? See, if you stay small, you can do everything by yourself because it's only a small amount of stuff that you're doing anyway, right? But if you're doing a lot of things, if you're doing a lot of big things, you're gonna need some help. Yeah. If you heavy lifted, it's just like pressing that bench press. If you lifted something heavy, you're gonna need a spotter. All my LinkedIn people, throw a peace sign in the air, LinkedIn. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. All my LinkedIn people, throw a peace sign in the air. I'm tired of LinkedIn acting all stiff and stuck up all the time. Y'all know it's true, man. Everybody posting articles, you posting videos. You ain't doing it like that on your job all the time, man. You need to come get tapped in with the community so that you can level up around some other people who want to see you win. How many people work with people who don't want to see them win? I know I'm talking to somebody. How many people work with somebody who you know don't want to see you win? This is what the school community is about, because we want to see you win. Now you don't have to keep trying to win with people that want to see you lose. You can come and win with people who really want to see you win, right? No more guessing. You can ask questions and get your questions answered, and you can have a community of people that you can grow together with. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals so that you can grow and get stronger and stop staying small. So look, that's the playbook, right? You got 3 lessons or 3 tips to get you unstuck at work. And if you know you're one of them people who got stuck at work, it's time to hit the reset button. Workforce reset, right? When you losing the game, when the game ain't going your way, right? You used to hit the reset button, but now you got out here in life and the game of life ain't going your way and you stuck and you don't know how to get unstuck. You got to hit the reset button. Now you can't go back and reclaim all your time and go back to an earlier point in your life, but you can take today, start to reset today, and now reposition yourself for a brighter tomorrow. So look, guys, don't just watch the video and then go back to life as usual. Click that link, man. Get your free trial of the school community. See what you think. If it ain't for you, right, you can still get all of the free content. But if it is for you, don't play yourself, pay yourself. Pay yourself the same way that you paying everybody else with that time you giving them and with the time you wasting doing nothing, giving it to people who ain't giving you nothing back. You watching every TV show, You going to every happy hour. You know all the stats of the sports of the game, and none of that stuff is benefiting you. At least when you come work with us, it's some benefit to that. All right, guys. Peace and blessings, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hello.